They say that to be the best driver, you have to master the fundamentals and basics: mirror, signal, manoeuvre. And there's a general thought that podcasting isn't all that different. The mirror being our eyes, the signal being our chat, and the manoeuvre being our repartee.
Oh, God.
And you may ask, have we perfected driving? Well, let me tell you that Parsons drives an all-white 2019 Seat Leon, which he once drove into a bollard on the forecourt of a Shell petrol station. And for some reason hasn't worked out how the indicators work, so when they're blinking away, we'll occasionally swerve into the road to stop them. And me, when I drive a mauve 2009 Honda Jazz that beeps at 30 and I can't figure out how the back windows work. Welcome to Parsons and Emslie's Do Talking, everybody.
Very car-focused.
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah. Were you looking at your car when you wrote that?
I was driving my car. The other day, so I've owned my Honda Jazz for, I got it in 2001. 2001, fuck me. I got it in 2021 and the back windows have never worked. The other day, they just started working, and I'm not sure I've been happier.
See, I can't live in a car like that.
I don't care about my car at all.
Although my car is a disgrace at the moment.
You've got a white car. It's such an odd decision for a car.
White car was a great decision when I lived in a place where there was an underground garage. Now I live in what can only be described as under a tree that shits all over it for almost the whole entire year. My dad has a real thing about how bad my car looks whenever I go and visit, so he always washes it. So now we set the precedent. I now don't. I don't do car washes until I go home.
You've got a car. I've never been bothered by cars. Like, it doesn't bother me, which I think much to the chagrin of my dad. He actually, that's not fair. He loved older cars.
Yeah.
I've never been fussed by them at all. So I would much prefer to have a shitty car that if it gets dinged on a road in London, I don't care. And boy, has the Jazz been dinged.
See, I have a nicer car.
You have
Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
I have an aesthetically pleasing car.
Oh, I'm not.
I don't want to pitch the Jazz against the Leon.
I'm not precious about the Jazz, mate.
I like the car. And I do love my car. It's like a little, particularly when you're in it a lot.
Yeah.
What we do, you sort of have to have like a nice, comfortable home that I call it my little home. Although it is very lived in.
Yeah, I find white such a wild colour.
Yeah,
for a car.
I would never do it again.
Never white.
Never white again.
Never white again.
Never white
That
again.
is our catchphrase on it.
Never white again. Anyway,
I've got a mauve Honda Jazz that. So if
it is just such a boring car.
Yeah, it's a wonderful car. I absolutely love it. I'll be getting another Honda Jazz.
It'll never die, even though it's trying.
I'll be getting another Honda Jazz again, but I got this mauve one, which is basically like a purple colour, and I drove it back home, and my mum went, "Oh, you've got a lovely navy car," and I went, "It's mauve," and she was like, "Oh, in the right light, isn't it?" And I was like, "Mum, it's okay. I don't need to be cool. I'm not trying to be some."
Mauve is the least cool colour. No one's made mauve cool yet. Charlie XCX new next album will be in mauve instead of that horrible lime green.
The Brat Summer.
Yeah, it'll be Brat Mauve.
Let's not talk about Brat because I don't understand it.
No, nor do I really.
Yeah.
Anyway,
quite.
Do you want to try again there?
Quite car heavy chat.
Yes, quite car heavy.
At the top for two people who don't really give a shit about cars. But I thought it was.
I love cars, but I love motorsport.
You like motorsport. Mm-hmm. Enough said. We won't talk about.
We won't talk about that. That is such a niche topic that people tend to not enjoy. So we'll move on.
This week I had a massage.
Oh, I find so. This might shock you and the listeners. I've never had a massage.
That does shock me.
I've never had one. I've been offered them on Grindr.
That's not that. Can we just? That's not the sort of massage.
There's a happy ending if you just pay them quite a lot of money.
Hang on Grindr.
You get masseuses.
Oh, that is just a sort of non-pro giving it a go.
That's quite a fun.
Yeah, it was
non-pro giving it a go. I'm just a non-pro giving it a go. No, I think they're probably quite good. It's just rubbing a body, isn't it? But
no, as somebody.
Oh, come on! It's just rubbing a body.
As somebody who's had a few massages, you really know when they're not good at it.
See, I've been to an osteopath. I love them getting absolutely cricked the fuck out of. Yes, please.
That isn't what. That's not what you want out of a massage.
What do you want? Do you want to feel relaxed?
Yeah, but I kind of suffer from the... So yes.
I'm just thinking of what I think a massage is. And I just think of it as a small person jumping on your back.
That is
like kicking the shit out of
That
you.
is a point. So I have chatted to my partner about massages, and she quite likes them as well. She's never had somebody get on her back and
wrestle you.
Whereas I have had somebody like get onto my back, and I was like, what is going on?
You wore a person as a backpack.
Yes, but I it's great.
That's I just don't think I could relax.
I think I suffer from... Welcome to Crystal Palace.
Sorry, for the listener that you wouldn't have heard that, there's quite a lot of loud cars that go past my flat. So occasionally you may get a sort of loud engine. Continue.
The thing that I struggle with a massage, and I don't think this will come as a surprise to you, I would like to get my money's worth. So I actually spend a lot of my...
You are relentlessly in the sort of fiscal year, aren't you? Just relentlessly.
But I spend a lot of my time thinking... God, that's relaxing.
You're Rachel Reeves. This is how Rachel Reeves relaxes.
I think that is lovely. Do remember how to do that so you can replicate it at home later.
How you can't replicate a massage on yourself? You're not that bendy.
No, but I can
just tie yourself into a knot when you get home.
But do you sort of think? Do remember how to do that? That's a good one.
What with a massage?
Yeah,
a thing I've never had. No.
Well, no, you wouldn't. But I wonder whether our listeners
to be
or
fair,
viewers,
you were talking about the royal you.
Yes, because it's not all about you.
No,
actually.
it isn't all about me, and that is a shame.
I'm so intrigued. I
think I would want one, but to be honest, I've been offered so many on Grindr. I'm like, that's the kind of one I think I want.
Ignore the Grindr. I would say go to a professional.
Yeah,
there might be professionals on Grindr, but go to a...
I assume they are. They're trained. They sometimes say they're trained.
Yeah.
Which I think is all you need.
I check their
Word of mouth.
I check their CV.
Word of mouth. I'll be using that later. Bit of fun.
But
it's gone very sexy.
It hasn't it? Episode 2 is very sexy.
Episode 2 X-rated.
Hollyoaks later.
Hollyoaks later.
I would say go to a professional. One thing, I'm still quite British in my politeness, so occasionally if they like massage around your knee, it's so hard to make that.
Oh, it's
like,
a horrible
not
place.
painful.
I just think of the tingle and the horrible, like, you know, when you get a hammer on your knee.
Yeah, they're not doing that.
They're not doing that.
No,
they're not reflexes.
But they'll be pushing on the back of, so your knee will be face down. They'll be pushing on like the back of your leg, and your knee will be at like a fucking awful angle, so, and it hurts.
Well,
basically.
Your knee just be going fucking hell.
It's really painful, and I'm so British, and they go, "How's that?" And you go, "Lovely, thanks."
I personally love my knees in searing pain. That's the best version of my knee.
But I think it's so. I just find it mad that I'm so British in the. I had a massage where the lady said, "What pressure would you like?" And I was like, "Oh, hard. Let's go for it." Absolutely battered the shit out of my back, and sort of 20 minutes in, she heard me go,
like Tom Jones. Who didn't sing Sex Bomb?
And then she clearly heard me go, and then went, "Are you all right?" And I went, "Oh yeah, it's lovely."
It's lovely.
And I just sort of carried on, and I thought,
turned inexplicably Yorkshire.
Yeah.
Oh, when I'm in pain. It's lovely.
Oh, she's pushed the Yorkshire out of me.
Oh, that's so funny.
But yeah, I just don't know why.
Get the rolling pin out.
I don't know why I'm so British with it. I should have been like, no, actually.
No, it's fucking hurting, actually.
I've misjudged this. That's on me. Could we drop down to a
Could
medium?
you stop beating me up, please?
I do think there's a couple of points in massages as well. I reckon they've got a bit of a game where they just go, how much can I get away with? At one point...
Is it a bit Billy Bondage?
No, but at one point she started like jabbing me in the back. And I thought... I was sat up. And she was like, yeah. And I was like, I don't...
You're just getting hit.
Yeah. And I was like, I'm not sure this is legit. I think they've probably just gone, he doesn't know what's going on here. Let's just...
She's saving money on the boxing gym. Using me as the punch bag. Well, you've not sold it to me.
I think a good massage is fantastic, and you come out and you're like, this is great.
I love that. For some reason, we both took the opportunity to drink a sip of water at the same time. Made me laugh. Love the massage story. I think maybe I should get a massage. Maybe that's something I should do for the podcast.
I was going to say maybe you should get one and then report back.
back.
I think it'd be interesting.
Should I get a sexy one?
No, I don't.
I'll leave out some of the details.
I don't want that, and don't do it off Grindr for God's sake.
Oh, have a life. Oh, live a little bit, Emslie. Get on Grindr. Ruin your relationship. Other straight people are.
If you came back and from Grindr somebody had like popped your coccyx.
Popped your coccyx, so it's no longer a tailbone.
Yeah.
An inverted tailbone.
And you can only walk.
Yeah.
I would just have no sympathy for you.
Can we have your PG massage stories, listeners? Because I'm sure there must be some funny ones.
Oh, of people
having a massage going wrong.
I once had a problem with underneath my shoulder blade. And so I went to a physio. Physio was banging, really, really good. But she started doing dry needling, which is a version of acupuncture. Yeah. And it is fantastic.
You become basically a voodoo doll.
Yes, I absolutely loved it.
Like you're hurting someone else that's wronged the person.
But you're kind of like locked into place. And if you move, your muscles kind of like spasm and contract over the needle. Which is really,
how relaxing.
That's really painful. So you're not supposed to move. But she was chatting away to me while I was sort of like locked in. And then she was chatting and she spat and it landed on my lip.
Oh, yeah. No.
So I couldn't move.
You've got someone spit on your lip.
I couldn't move. And I had to sort of like push my tongue. Do you know when you like move it away? And I had to wait for 10 minutes to be able to like rub my lip. Yeah, it was a real bleak moment.
Oh, Emslie, that's disgusting.
Yeah, but my shoulder felt great afterwards.
Happy ending. Well, I think that's not made me want a massage. I might get spat on and I get beaten up a little bit and then someone sticks pins in me. That's so relaxing.
No, two very separate things. Massage, that's its own thing. The spit was an accident and that was dry needling.
Dry needling.
Have you ever had acupuncture?
No.
Would you do it?
I'm quite more.
Don't mind needles.
I'm not bothered by needles.
Yeah.
I'm a big boy. Put a spider near me, I'll shit myself.
Yeah,
but pop
interesting.
A needle. Snakes, I'm fine with.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, that would be one hell of a relaxing massage, wouldn't it? Snakes everywhere, people sticking pins in you.
To be fair, with what they end up doing to me, I wouldn't be surprised if they.
I'm a celeb, isn't it?
Yeah. Pop a snake on your back.
Massage from hell. Sorry, it's very much in my mind at the moment.
I'm a celeb is great.
It is. Unless you like animals and the rights of them.
Yeah,
but I do find it very entertaining.
Yeah, I'm the same as well. It's my one bit of shit TV that I'm actively like a.
I can't say it's the only bit of shit TV.
No,
I watch.
you like your TV.
I love soaps.
I find soaps
so good,
insane.
They're the best.
I used to watch Neighbours when I was younger.
Neighbours doesn't count. It's terrible.
Well, it is.
I'm sorry, it's not good enough.
What do you mean it's not good enough?
It's not good enough.
I don't watch it, so I don't know why I'm fighting this fight.
It's not good enough.
But what soaps?
Coronation Street's the best one, and here's why: it's actually genuinely quite funny, and it means to be. It's not like it's accidentally. It's actually quite funny.
But why wouldn't you watch a comedy if you want to laugh?
Oh, because sometimes I just need some comfort TV that just numbs me.
And you
numbs me from myself, Emslie. And I can just watch a family going through peril again.
That's the one bit about soaps. I quite like something to have a good outcome. And in a soap, you just know that it's not going to happen.
Well, sometimes it does.
Rarely.
You get rewarded on occasion, although at the moment, the Coronation Street line is a bit sad.
Of course it is.
But they're better at the funny bit. EastEnders is a bit more sad, and that's the tone. Coronation Street have some genuinely good comedy characters in it.
Comedy characters. I wonder if soaps... I'm trying to think of... They've just realised that people are watching them to watch a worse life than theirs. Is that fair?
No, I think it's like anything else that you love. Like Gavin and Stacey, for instance, we both... Although I'm not sure about you, I find James Corden tricky as an idea. Whatever you
find James Corden as an idea tricky.
Hard work. I'm sorry, I find him genuinely odd.
Yeah,
but you cannot deny Gavin and Stacey is really well written. The one thing I say in writing courses that I sometimes host in Angel, because I use it as an example of one of the only examples where the main characters are the most boring ones.
Agree.
And they've like all of the peripheral characters are the interesting ones. They've made the main ones dull. Stacey has a bit more about her. Gavin literally is the most bland character ever.
That's nice.
But it works.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. It's not a criticism. It's just an observation. I would say the same thing happens in that. You fall in love with some of the characters. And it's the same with soaps. There are certain characters that have been there from the very start. And I've watched soaps growing up.
Roy Cropper.
Roy Cropper is such a good actor, by the way.
Is he still in it?
Yeah, he's still in it.
Blimey.
He was in prison recently.
In the soap or in life?
Yeah, they fought for some pretty nasty stuff.
Yeah,
but he was fine.
Let's not go into
He's
that.
good. He's a good guy.
Is he still in it?
He's still in it. He's still brilliant.
He must be old now.
Ken's still in it.
Ken Barlow. Did he go bankrupt?
I don't know. Probably. He like shagging. Do you know Ken Barlow? So he claimed that he shagged over 1,000 women or something.
The character?
No,
or
him.
The guy?
The actor. Roach, I think. Something Roach? Something like that. Ken Roach? Is it Ken Roach?
It can't be Ken Roach.
You can't double Ken, surely.
Who knows?
Ken Wood? But either way, yeah, he's a bit of a...
Wow. No, I
haven't seen Rita for a while.
I don't know who Rita is, mate.
Oh, she's great. Oh, basically, I love that show. I don't watch it religiously. If it's on, I'll watch it. It's one of those. And you can jump back in and out. And that's the other thing I love about a soap.
Well, sure, because they kind of have to be all accessible. Because I remember the omnibus used to be a big thing. Does that still exist?
I think it's on a Sunday, maybe. You can watch it this afternoon.
I won't be watching
you
the
won't be watching
omnibus.
It. We'll be watching it switch. But I think soaps... There, I know it's uncool.
No, I'm not.
No, it is uncool.
No, you don't need to put that label on yourself. I don't care what you watch.
Obviously, you don't need to put that label on yourself. You do it yourself.
But you don't need
visually.
You don't just say it's uncool.
It is uncool, but I think there's a space for that in everyone's life where it's purely for me. That's not for any veneer. That is just I'm going to sit down and watch a soap because I am one entertained by the storylines. I have a relationship with the characters. Where I care about whether they succeed or fail. I love all of that. I think it's great.
That's there. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
Why not?
You
do you.
I think my version of that is I watch the same shows again and again like a child.
Yeah, you do. You're like that's what I did with Shrek when it first came out. So I just couldn't stop watching
Shrek
and the Bill Bailey Bewilderness stand-up DVD.
What a mix! What a Venn diagram that is.
Weird upbringing. I love very classic upbringing, but stand-up wise, that was my comedy.
Mike Myers in Shrek and Bill Bailey.
Oh come on! I was fucking 12 or 13 when that first came out.
That is mad.
Or actually, probably younger than that. Eight. It was the 90s when it came out, wasn't it?
Shrek.
Yeah.
No.
Surely it was.
No.
Then I take it all back. I never watched it.
It can't.
I think it's 99.
We're going to do a live.
I think it's 99.
I think it falls into the 2000s. Shrek.
You think it's just into the 2000s? I remember loving Shrek when that came out.
One release date. Oh boy.
2001?
1-0 Emslie.
Oh right.
May 18th, 2001. Never forget. I've got it tattooed on my arm.
I had that DVD. I loved it. Watched it loads.
It made 492 million.
Can you imagine having? That's what, a week's wages if you're Elon Musk.
Ooh, bit of politics.
Yeah, this is the rest of politics.
Now,
Iraq.
Shrek.
Shrek.
To be fair, I sounded like Roy Stewart then.
Yeah. Where he mispronounces things really unusually.
Odd.
That's welcome to the rest is Parsons and Emslie. That's what it will be soon. Every podcast will be owned by Gary Lineker.
I'd take the bloody goal hanger money.
I'd take that money in a heartbeat.
Was Shrek your go-to?
Whoosh. No, when you just like something for a bit and you just like watch it over and over again. That and car crash videos.
Car crash videos?
Like in motorsport. So there was a thing called Crash Crazy. Oh, and it was like just videos of motor racing crashes. I loved that.
And people were injured?
Cannot confirm nor deny.
Convinced. So people who might be watching this online, Parsons isn't letting you see his hair because he's got a hat on today. But he got his hair cut yesterday, and I find this mad that you DM your...
My barber's amazing.
On Instagram.
This isn't unusual.
It sounds insane.
He's a great guy, Oscar. I love Oscar.
So you have to DM him on Instagram to find out his availability?
Well, no, he's got a link that he sends me, but occasionally I just go...
Why don't you just go to the link?
Then I sometimes just go, Oscar, are you free on Saturday?
Why don't you just go to the link?
In a couple of weeks. And he goes, here's the link. And then I go, oh, I love Oscar so much.
Here's my booking.
You don't have a relationship with your barber, do you?
No, I've got a barber that I quite like that's actually now quite...
Is that because they don't speak to you?
No, he's actually very chatty and nice, but he does all the talking. And I just sort of...
Oh, I have poor Oscar.
Let me guess. You talk to him a lot.
I talk at the poor bastard, but he's very good at talking. He's very relaxed. He's one of the nicest, happiest men. I just think he's wonderful.
But the point I was coming on to, apart from the fact that you DM your barber, which I find mad, here's the link. Again, always the same. Always the link.
Always the link.
Is that the barber that I go to, and it's slightly inconvenient now I've moved, but he has a iPad in front of you where he shows crash videos, like fail videos, which is so unrelaxing when you're getting your hair cut.
So like when people fail at things. And
like somebody getting a broom handle up their arse, and you think, I don't want to watch this.
You've been watching my porn. Damn, you have got my logins. Shit, I should have protected them more.
But like, I just find it such an or like a motorbike person, a motorbikeist. A motorbiker.
Rider?
A motorbiker.
Rider?
A motorbike rider. They like skid under a lorry, and I think, I don't want to watch any of this while I'm getting my hair cut.
What's he doing? Applauding halfway through? Yeah, go the lorry.
But it's on all the time. It's insane.
That's weird. What kind of a barber is it?
Really like fine, nice.
Really fine, nice. Are you worried about them potentially hearing this?
No, God no. He's not got any interest.
I go all the way to New Cross now for my hair.
How far's that, please?
It's about a 40-minute trip. Probably,
40 minutes to get your hair cut?
If I get lucky.
How much does it cost as well, please?
You're
not coy about anything. That's insane.
35 quid.
35?
That's normal, isn't it? For London.
I think mine's 20.
People around the UK will be like, what the fuck? Because they go for like 20 quid.
Oh, my grandpa pays like 3 quid, but arguably... He's 93.
He's not got much going on up there, hair-wise.
Oh, he has got he has got hair. But
fair play.
Oh, he's had a full head of hair forever? Oh. Is that how you describe it?
Yeah, I reckon, since birth.
It's gone white. I really like the white hair look. I'm not worried about greying.
Well, mine's greying at the moment.
Growing and greying?
It's growing and greying.
I don't mind it at all.
I think I asked my barber yesterday, I was like, be honest with me now, Oscar.
And he said, stop talking, stop.
It's like, honestly, I can't shake you. I was like, it was my 5th visit that week. It's the only conversation I have. It's my social life now. Oscar, I rely on you. Actual name. Oscar, I was like, Oscar, mate, be honest. Is there any part of my hair that's receding at the moment? And he was like, no, you've got a really good hairline. No. And I was like, thank you.
But you can tell that.
I reckon, because I find bald and shaved heads attractive.
Yeah.
But there's a part of me that's like, I don't know how I would look in that. And that's a thing that I do go, I hope I don't lose my hair. But also,
I don't mind.
But then I'm like, well, I find it fit on other people. Why wouldn't I find it fit on myself? Although that's a weird thing to feel. You just find yourself fit.
If I had known... Yeah, we won't delve into that.
We won't delve into that psych pit.
If I had known how long the pandemic was going to be, I would have shaved my head. Not because I want a shaved head. I just would have loved to have seen how it was.
So I said to Oscar, and he was like, oh, please stop talking to me. I was like, Oscar, mate, I've got this. I was like, Oscar... He was like, we've done talking. I was like, no, Oscar, honestly. It's like, next summer, I'm going to do the full shave. Not full, like, all the way down, but like a cut where it's, like, short and, like, a buzz cut.
Really?
And he was like, yeah, I think it would really suit you, but also, please stop talking. And he's very sweet. He's very encouraging. He always... Do you have a barber that just always is so well-dressed?
No.
Oh, he's the coolest man I've ever seen, Oscar. I move in, I go in, I think I just want to be Oscar.
I was going to say, do you just want to... What's his hair like?
His hair, he's got shorter hair at the moment. Slightly longer on top, but it just looks cool. He's very, very good dress sense. Very cool
New
guy.
Cross, is that a cool place? That feels like a cool place.
He's pretty cool. He's cooler than I'll ever be. But
how did you find Oscar?
He was in Crystal Palace. He was in the Offcut, and then he left there. And I was like, oh, Offcut is a local.
Can I have your Instagram,
barber,
please?
And he was like, oh no, if you want to keep me, here's my Instagram.
And God, I bet he regrets that.
Oh my God, every day. He's like, why is he still fucking? And he can't unfollow me now because I know. Because I check.
£35. I'd say is all right.
It's all right, but he's good. He's great. I love him.
Mine's 20. 25?
25, and you get free crash videos.
I think it's such a mad... But then what do you show at a barber? Someone else cutting someone else's hair? Be quite fun.
It'd be funny. This is the hair you could have won.
Yeah.
There is that barber, isn't there? The I can't remember, something gentleman, the regal gentleman. I don't know. He sort of films himself cutting people's hair. There's a big thing on social media now of people showing haircuts.
Is it on TikTok again?
Oh, of course, yeah. But also on other things. I've seen him around. He's got YouTube. But I actually find it really satisfying watching people get their hair cut.
Yeah, I remember. Do you remember? I don't want to spend too much time dwelling on pandemic, but there was a period where we bubbled together, where you cut your own hair. I've got one photo on my MacBook. I don't know how or why, and the one photo is of your hair.
I did quite a good job of my own hair.
Yeah,
I actually managed to create a fade. This was during the day when I have a fade on the side.
Yeah.
I actually found that quite fun. Sure, I felt like I needed to put my arms back to front when I did the back of my head, and it was like doing everything in reverse.
Yeah, I refused to cut your hair because I didn't want to be guilty if I.
Well, I didn't ask.
Yeah, and that, but I was just like, I'm just not getting involved.
You put that on the table early, and I was like, mate, I really didn't ask. He was like, no, mate, I'm not going to cut your hair. And I was like, mate, I really don't want you to. And you're like, no, I won't.
It was, I think, one of the funniest things. I loved watching you try and cut your own hair. It turned out all right, but I think it was really funny.
It's a memory I don't completely have strong. Maybe I buzz that out in the world of the lockdown.
Yes.
Pop that into the next place. Miss it. Some days I miss it.
Oh, I could if
apart from all the horrible death and all of that.
Yeah.
There are some days where I think 3 weeks, just a circuit
breaker. A little circuit break would be lovely. Only because everything would stop and you wouldn't feel like you were missing out. Because if we did just 3 weeks,
then everyone can live my life for a bit.
If you were like did 3 weeks now, and you'd be like, oh, I'm missing out on gigging. I'm missing out on doing nice stuff with my friends.
Maybe
and
not over
ones.
Christmas. Post Christmas, when everyone's sad, before my tour, 3 weeks.
Imagine that.
And then everyone will want to come out.
Imagine Keir Starmer.
Yeah,
we all both got. We
both went Kermit the Frog.
That's all right.
I'll continue.
No,
come on.
People of the UK.
He went a bit Michael Caine. People of the we only meant to blow the bloody doors off. Was it that him?
Yeah, we're not
people of the UK. I'm gonna try and turn now.
No,
we are experiencing COVID like we've never experienced COVID before.
No, rubbish,
isn't it? It's quite a hard voice.
We also can't. You tried to quote a film. We have seen about 4 films between us.
That's not our strength.
Can you imagine?
People like we really. That is the one subject I don't think I'll ever be good at.
And talking.
And reading.
and arithmetic. And single science.
I think we've covered a lot of my flaws.
Film, mate. Give me a film that I've seen and I'll watch that again. Thanks.
When people are like, the big film's coming out, and you're like, I don't care. I don't care. I won't care. I listen to The Rest is Entertainment, and I listen to it because I really like Marina Hyde and Richard Osmond. There are parts where I'm like, this is just film chat that I will never care about.
Oh, me too. Not interested. I think.
Isn't it weird? Because we're the outliers there.
Oh, massively.
Because people find that mad.
Oh, I want to be into films. I used to love the idea of going to the cinema. I got a year-long cinema subscription and went like once.
That sounds very you.
Well, the issue is that all films that come out of
How often are you using your gym subscription at the moment?
Oh, I'm not, but don't worry about that.
Oh, don't worry, I won't.
Oh, okay, right.
There we go.
That's that finished. Every film that came out during the time I had this membership was a Marvel or like a. What are they?
Oh, it's only Marvel films.
Superhero
now. The whole
films.
of film is just Marvel now.
Shit, not interested in your little fake world.
I think it's important to say now, listeners, that both of us hate sci-fi and made-up stuff.
I don't know if Marvel
Make it realistic.
I don't know if Marvel would be classed as sci-fi.
No,
but
it's kind of superhero-fi.
Superhero, which is great, and
It's a bit. Actually, I've watched one.
What?
I've watched Spider-Man. A couple of Spider-Mans.
Spider-Man?
You've watched the Spider-Man
trilogy.
I've watched all of the Spider-Man. The Garfield.
Who was the Spider-Man?
So I've watched an Andrew Garfield one. I've watched a
Look at you.
the small boy one. What's his name?
Tom Hollander?
Yes, Holland, not Hollander.
I've got no idea.
Hollander.
Tom Holland, yes.
Tom Holland one, and then the one where there was 3 of them in.
What?
They all came back. I lost interest in that.
God,
that was really hard work.
Like a boy band reunion. The other 2 are quite funny.
There's some good humour in those, and I've got to say, like the boys.
You like the
boys. Andrew Garfield and Amelia de Moldenberg's sort of romance is a big thing at the moment, and I really enjoy that.
Oh, is that on TikTok?
It's on TikTok.
Oh, there we go.
Just acknowledge TikTok.
I do. Yeah, sure.
I do.
I have seen, and I don't know if this is a Marvel film, the one film that I quite liked was Heath Ledger in The Dark Knight, but everyone likes that film.
That
was quite good. Couldn't tell you if that was part of a universe. Probably is, isn't it?
I think people will get annoyed at
Yeah,
us.
I think people are going to be really
I'm going to reverse away from the
two of
Marvel
us trying to
chat.
struggle our way through the Marvel as a DC.
Why did you take us down a film chat?
Because I think it's...
Because you thought...
Listeners, viewers, write in to tell us which films we should watch.
Yeah, maybe we'll watch one. Maybe we won't.
Oh, we could do a little film review.
Film review.
That's only coming if we're getting paid by Patreon.
Yeah, we're not. I'm not watching films for free.
Oh, have you seen Deadpool? No. Sorry, that was quite...
Anyway, I'm going to bring this onto lighter waters.
Yeah.
That phrase. It's one of my many made-up phrases. And say we're probably closing into the end of the podcast.
Yeah, probably.
But recommendations, have you got any, Emslie?
Recommendations.
I'm going to... The Yorkshire accent and massages?
I'm going to... You know what? I'm going to recommend going out and getting a massage.
No, don't use that as a cop-out.
Oh.
Come on.
I'm going to recommend I'm a Celebrity. I don't care. It's great. It's great. They've really... One thing that we've discussed...
It won't be on by the time this goes out.
Don't care. Go back and rewatch it. One thing that we've both...
Watch the box set, honestly. From the very start.
Oh, the Tony Blackburn era. Oh, one thing that we've both discussed in our normal lives away from the podcast, because, yes, we talk about I'm a Celeb. They've really realised that putting in an arsehole, putting in somebody to stir things up isn't good. What people like to see is people being nice and genuine. And in this series, they're really heartfelt and lovely. I've really enjoyed it.
I think they noticed that. The Joel Dummett series was the one where everyone was nice and they were like, oh, people still watched. And no one wanted to rip their own eyeballs out and then probably feed it to someone during a Bush Tucker trial. Oh, it's comedy. Anyway.
So mine is I'm a Celeb. Grow up and watch it.
Okay.
And yours?
What do I have for you this week? I am... have you heard of Strictly? I'm not going to... We can't recommend I'm a Celeb and Strictly.
I thought you were going to say Shrek.
I love Strictly. Have you heard of Coronation Street? No, honestly, the storyline's fantastic at the moment. There's a band called The Snowmen.
Okay.
They're good. I really like them. Been listening to some of their stuff. Also, just an album that happened a couple of years ago, but I think is the perfect album. Always, spelt with two V's.
Always.
Blue Rev is the best album I've heard this decade.
Really?
Absolutely.
And the Shrek soundtrack's not included?
And there's no Shrek. Not even a Shrek involved.
Well, there we go. I'm going to grab our outro.
I'll do the outro today. And I'll try and read it out.
We're going to keep it...
We'll keep it slick. God, this is slick, isn't it? I'll do the scripted outro. We could just do it off the bat. See, really slick professionals would have had this all ready. So you can owe YouTube. You can owe YouTube. You can watch us on YouTube if you aren't already. And you can get in touch. It would be lovely to hear from you. DM us on Instagram at Parsons and Emslie. Or if Instagram isn't your vibe, you can send us a DM on Bluesky at Parsons and Emslie. Please, 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 for the love of God, buy tickets to my tour that we don't seem to ever talk about. It is happening. It is coming all over the country, and I'm sorry it's not coming to Birmingham or Newcastle yet. I have heard you in my DMs. Lovely people. I'd love to come to those places. It just didn't work.
So in your DMs currently, it's people saying come to Birmingham, come to Newcastle, and Oscar your barber.
And people wanting to see my feet. Anyway,
okay.
Depends how much we need to fill the content on Patreon, which doesn't exist yet. So yes, do buy tickets at www.
You're joking. Don't include the www.
I'm doing it.
josephparsons.co.uk/tour.
Yeah, all right.
Forgive
me for doing the outro.
This is my unofficial. You don't need the www. Anybody that types that in needs to just have a look at themselves.
Anyway, until next time, buying tickets to my tour. It's always a pleasure and never a chore, so be good to yourself.
All right.
All right, bye.
Bye.